Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, rather. I am Kennedy Wells, your KSLA streaming anchor, and today we are going live to the Shreveport Municipal Auditorium, and this is where the North Louisiana Economic Partnership is set to make a very special economic development announcement for us here in North Louisiana. So what we do know of this announcement, we know not too much, but what we can tell from previous events held by North Louisiana Economic Partnership, it's usually done in connection to a data center, and which has been a very hot button issue. So the last time that we heard from NLEP, which is North Louisiana Economic Partnership, last time we heard from them was 2025, and this is when all of the news about the potential data center coming to Shreveport was happening. So now they are back again with another special announcement in partnership with SWEPCO and the Parish of Caddo and so many other partners. So there's a lot going on, and we're at the Municipal Auditorium for you guys to see and for us to learn exactly what this major economic development is. Is it a data center? We don't know. Is it not? We don't know quite yet, but they're going to tell us everything in this meeting. So we're going to go on over to the meeting right now so you guys can see what it's looking like. I'm actually going to do something where I put me on top of the meeting so you guys can see me in the meeting. So let's go ahead and cut over to that. So yes, as we can see, the room is filled. There are so many people here just waiting to hear the major economic announcement. And once again, we are in Shreveport, so this is live from Shreveport inside the meeting. They haven't quite started just yet, but as we can see, the room is filled. So people are really interested in hearing what this announcement is. You can see it's of big interest to the community. So once again, this is the North Louisiana Economic Partnership. And for those of you that just joined, the last time we heard from North Louisiana Economic Partnership, it was in connection to a data center. So we know that that's been a big topic here in Shreveport, Louisiana, and it's been a big topic here in Shreveport, Louisiana, is this data center. If you go to any social media platform, any news site, you will see data center is at the forefront. Speaking of, you can visit ksla.com. We have a section dedicated to the data center that is now up and on the site so you guys can see it. So let's head on over straight to the meeting because I see some people walking out as if they're about to speak. So we're going to go ahead and cut right on over, and I'm going to watch along with you guys. I will see you guys soon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for being here as we are celebrating a very exciting and important day for Northwest Louisiana. We're honored to have and extend a welcome to many of the elected officials, board members, business and community leaders that have joined us today. Your leadership, partnership, and commitment to continued growth of this region help make opportunities like this possible. We sincerely appreciate your presence. I do have a small list of dignitaries we would like to acknowledge. First of all, our federal delegation, our representing thereof, thank you for joining us. Our state senators and representatives, please stand. Thank you for joining us. That was supposed to be statewide office holders too, so I'm glad you stood up when you did. Thank you. Our Caddo Parish commissioners, please stand up. Our Bossier Parish police jury, please stand up. Mayor Arsenault and the City Council of Shreveport, Mayor Chandler and the City Council of Bossier City. Mayor Galambos and Blanchard City Alderman. The School Board of Caddo Parish. The School Board of Bossier Parish. The Sheriff of Caddo and Bossier. The Northwest Louisiana Finance Authority. And our great team at SWEPCO. As you can see, we got something big on hand right now. Thank you for joining us and being part of this. Before I welcome Governor Jeff Landry to the stage, I want to thank him and the legislative body that passed the tools that we needed a little over a year ago to be at this moment in time. Thank you, Governor, and thank you, legislative body. So real quick, I was fortunate enough to be on the governor's economic development transition team. And I met you in the parking lot. Don't know if you remember that or not. I was wearing a suit and I was worried about what you were wearing. You had jeans and a vest on. I messed up again. But we talked about this day and the things that we needed to do as a state, and this was before you took office, to put us in a position to compete. Thank you for putting us in that position. Governor Landry.
Well, thank you. I got to tell you, I know that all of the media in North Louisiana is here because I've been traveling around the state and doing some groundbreaking on bridges that have been needing to be fixed for quite some time. And most of the time, we have at least someone from the media there. And I got so carried away on the one that we did down in DeSoto, I opened my mouth and told them what I was coming to do. And of course, I was able to get from there to here, and it hadn't hit the internet, so that's pretty good. But I got to tell you, many of the folks in North Louisiana, well, let me back up. Over 10 years ago, I came up to North Louisiana to talk to folks about voting for me for Attorney General. And I will never forget being at a fella's house, and he and the group of people that I was with asked me the same question. They said, if we elect you as Attorney General, will you come back to Shreveport? And I said, well, why wouldn't I come back to Shreveport? They said, well, we just kind of feel that most of the statewide elected officials come up here and they pander us for their votes and their money, and then they go back to Baton Rouge and they never come back. And I was like, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. I said, I will absolutely come back. And I think throughout my 10 years as Attorney General, tried my best to travel throughout the state, whether it's in North Louisiana or in far reaches of central Louisiana or even down south, to visit with people as often as possible. And then when Sharon and I were touring the state, and I was asking you all to support me as your governor, I would tell folks from North Louisiana that I believe that the greatest opportunity that Louisiana had was in North Louisiana. And I could just see it in your faces that you wanted to believe me, but you didn't. And I appreciate that many people up in this area actually gave me enough confidence to vote for me, even though you thought I was lying to you. But I want you to know that today is not just an announcement. It's a statement. It's a statement about where this state is headed. It's a statement about who we are. It's a statement about what happens when leadership, vision, execution, but much more public support come together at the right moment. And so right now, I would like to ask Roger and Matt. Roger's from Amazon, and Matt, where's Matt? Matt, there you are, is from Stack, to join me in making this unbelievable announcement. I want these fellas to know that, unless I'm wrong, this is the largest single investment by a company in the history of Northwest Louisiana, because Amazon is investing $12 billion to construct a multi-technology campus between Caddo and Bossier.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. That was awesome.
That's the way to do it.
That's right. I like it.
Great.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it, bud.
So good. It really is. I can't wait to start turning them down. I'm not going to start turning that door. Yes.
All right. We release GCs on Friday.
It's going to be
Well done, sir.
Thank you. What you think? I mean, seriously, have y'all, like, I know, I mean, I go around this state talking to folks from Louisiana, and I talk to them about all the great things that we're doing. This $12 billion, that's with a B, okay? Their project, this project now, gets Louisiana like this close to over $100 billion worth of private investment over the course of 26 months. It's just unbelievable. And let me tell you why it's so important, because this project is so significant because it positions North Louisiana to be at the center of something that is shaping the global economy, and that is artificial intelligence and digital infrastructure. I just got back from D.C., and all I heard again and again and again is that the United States must win the AI race. And I'm going to tell you, right now, what Louisiana is doing, we are leading to making sure that the U.S. is going to win. Now, this is going to be Amazon's first technology build-out in the state of Louisiana. Of course, we hope it won't be the last. But I want you to know that Amazon is not a stranger to Louisiana. It complements the over $4.7 billion that they have already invested in this state since 2010. It took them 10 years to spend $4.7 billion, but we got $12 billion in just 24 months. So I like that. It shows you that they're a long-term partnership. Amazon doesn't enter communities for the short term. They invest, they build, and they grow alongside the people who live here. And today's announcement proves that. It backs up that statement. But let me be clear about something else. This project is structured to ensure responsible growth while protecting ratepayers. I know that there are a lot of people out there that love to make a whole lot of noise, and they love to divide us. I think they make money dividing us. But if you think about what I just said, I heard in Washington, is that we can't win the AI race unless we have these kinds of projects. And these kinds of projects require a tremendous amount of resources. And we in this state, and especially in North Louisiana, have proven that we have the type of structure, we have the cooperation from our Public Service Commission to our legislature, to our local elected officials, that we can build these types of projects responsibly. Amazon is going to support the capital that will fund the utility infrastructure that is required for these projects. Agreements with SWEPCO are specifically designed to prevent cost exposure to existing ratepayers. For those folks in the media, what I'm telling you is that this is not going to cost the people of Louisiana any more in their utility rates. You can go find some bad stories in other states, but those stories are not going to be replicated in this state because we are working responsibly. Amazon also plans to invest over $400 million in public water infrastructure here as well for those folks that are complaining about that. I want you to know that 2026 is going to be the greatest year Louisiana has had. We are making generational changes, and it starts with what we're doing today. Because this development and the growth that it will produce strengthens our infrastructure without shifting the burden on Louisiana families. That is something that I promised as well. These projects, this cluster of projects, will create more than 6,200 job opportunities right here in Northwest Louisiana. And those job opportunities, 540 direct jobs, are going to have wages that are 50% higher than the average here in the state of Louisiana. That is lifting people from dependence to independence. And that's not just job creation, that's life-changing wages. These are opportunities for engineers, for tradesmen, for contractors, for small businesses, but more importantly, these are opportunities for our young people graduating from Louisiana schools and universities, because that's how you keep people in this state. That's how you grow a state. It strengthens Louisiana within the National AI and Digital Infrastructure Network. Success today is a result of our whole of government approach. I can't brag on it more. It's where our government agencies work together, not in silos, and they deliver results. I want to thank the local government, our state leadership, our utilities, the private sector, the economic development professionals who have all aligned themselves around one mission, and that is to bring more opportunity to Louisiana. But you can have all of those folks sitting in a room, and it takes leadership. And so I want to single out and thank some people. I want to thank our Secretary of Louisiana Economic Development Director, Susan Bourgeois, and her team. Of course, Roger, Weiner, and Matt from Amazon and Stack. Foster Campbell, Commissioner Foster Campbell, who will be up here. Now, I used to watch Foster speak on the Senate floor, so I know y'all getting ready to hear a great orator. And I told him, please don't show me up. He told me he was gonna. Figured that. Brett Madison from SWEPCO. Mayor Tom Arsenault and Caddo Commissioner President Greg Young. And the Bossier Police Jury President Tom Salzar. I mean, for the leadership and partnership that y'all have helped us with has made this day an absolute reality, and that's what teamwork looks like. For far too long, Louisiana seemed to be told what we couldn't do, and we believed it. We've been told that we couldn't compete with other states, and we've watched that in real life. We've watched other great developments happen in places like Texas and Alabama and Mississippi, and we begged for our economy to be diversified so that we were not continuously married to a vicious oil and gas cycle. And we waited. But the wait is no longer. Because now that same oil and gas industry that we have been tied to in its ups and downs is now helping us diversify and create stability here in Louisiana. Today, this announcement proves that Louisiana is ahead of its game, and that we are leading, that we can compete, and we can win at the highest level. This AI and digital infrastructure race provides foundational industries for a next generation. What we are involved in today, not just here in Louisiana, but these projects are proving that globally and here in the U.S., we are having a generational change in industries. It's kind of like when the internet first appeared. It's kind of like when computers first appeared. It's kind of like when they created a telephone. It's kind of like when we had an industrial revolution. For those of you all who studied an industrial revolution, what you are witnessing today and what is going to happen transformationally is what we are doing on this stage today. And now, Louisiana doesn't sit back and watch it happen in other states. You get to watch it with a front row seat. This project sends a message across the country that Louisiana is open for business, that Louisiana is reliable, that Louisiana can execute. Because what we've done, and look, let me point out again, I see Dodie Horton, I know Senator Bass, I know I saw him earlier, I know, where are our legislators? How many of y'all are here? Y'all stand up. This group of men and women have proved that to succeed, you do not have to grow government. You just have to make government work for growth. And that's how you build a lasting future. You know, Louisiana has stood at this crossroads for far too long. But today we choose, well, we've chosen it, a different path. Today, these projects, Roger and Matt, you help us define the next generation. This project proves that Louisiana is accelerating towards the future, and that's a future that keeps our people here. It's the message that we heard over 24 months ago on the campaign trail when people said, we want the great people of Louisiana to stay home. We want them to remain in this state. We want to retain our talent. We want people from other states with great talents to come to this state, because the greatest natural resource that this state has always had has been its people. Today, we're building a place where our children grow up believing that opportunity isn't something they chase out of state anymore, that they can do it right here, right at home, where the words Louisiana and leadership are spoken in the same breath across America. Because today, the future is not a dream, it's a decision. And today, Amazon, you are making Louisiana's dream a reality. God bless you all. Thank you so very much.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. Pretty exciting. We're super excited. Thank you, Governor Landry, parish and municipal leaders, and our economic development partners at LED and NLEP. I have to tell you, Louisiana should be quite proud of their economic development team. It is world class, and it is a difference maker. And our partners at Stack Infrastructure. Most importantly, I want to thank the Louisiana residents and local folks that I've met to date that have made us feel so welcome. I'm proud to be here today. I'm proud to be in the South again, and I'm proud to be in Louisiana. Investments like this don't happen overnight. They certainly don't happen in isolation. They are collaborations built on earned trust, problem solving, and a shared belief in the future that we can create together. Louisiana is known for many things: its culture, its traditions, Mardi Gras, a little bit of football, food that brings families and friends together, and honestly, music that tells the story of generations. I have had the pleasure of joining into the little bit of the Mississippi experience through marriage, and I have had the opportunity to enjoy the best that Louisiana has to offer on more than one occasion, and I'm better for it. So I'm super excited about that. These traditions endure largely because they have deep roots. They're passed down. They show up year after year. Our intention is to be a durable part of the new economic tradition here in Louisiana and in this region. All of these elements bind people together, and they bind communities together. They connect them into something very special. Similar to the Texas Street Bridge that spans the Red River, bringing Caddo and Bossier parishes together, just as that bridge serves as a connection, so will this project. Building cutting-edge infrastructure with the highest regard for safety, resiliency, durability, and environmental efficiency, and also being operated at an incredibly rigorous standard. We recognize that with our scale comes responsibility. We have a responsibility to operate sustainably. We have a responsibility to be transparent. We have a responsibility to earn the trust of our neighbors every day, not just on days like today. These responsibilities we take very seriously. Our environmental stewardship includes deep commitments. We're driven to exceed them every day, particularly when it comes to renewable and carbon-free energy and water. And I'll have to say, we think it's a differentiator. It is something that we believe deeply in and that we strive to raise the bar on every day. In fact, this year we're celebrating 20 years of our company's history for AWS. We've learned a lot in those 20 years, and we continue to improve every day and evolve. Our facilities are engineered to use as little water as possible, achieving more than 80% greater water efficiency than the average in the industry. I hope you'll enjoy this fact. Even here in Louisiana, as balmy as it can be, we only anticipate using water less than 13% of the year. And while we'll use water for domestic use, our requirements for water during the peak summer temperatures, again, are only 13% of the year. That means 87% of the year we won't use any water for cooling at all. So that's something we're proud of. It's something that we work on every day, and we hope to even get better because we constantly learn and evolve. We have the same commitments as our partners at SWEPCO. We have a commitment. We never want to disproportionately or negatively impact other ratepayers. We have a shared vision for that, and that's why, thanks to their foresight, the improvements that are required for our sites don't require much improvements at all, and those that are, we'll pay for. We carry our freight. We take care of the folks, and we partner, and we invest where needed. Same thing with water. We work closely with our utilities, our regulators, and others in the community to partner to ensure that our operations are responsible and aligned with local priorities. Our facilities will support hospitals, doctors' offices, schools, small businesses, manufacturers, startups, government services, all across the region and around the world. This investment will strengthen North Louisiana's role in the global digital economy, bringing opportunity, resilience, and growth. Like a bridge, it isn't just a physical structure. It represents a vital link joining communities, bringing people together across geographical and political boundaries. This project will extend our positive impact across the entire Shreveport region. When we invest in a region, as was mentioned earlier, we build with the expectation that we will be a part of this community for decades. We believe that being a good neighbor means more than growing in a community. It means growing with it and as a part of it. Our construction start is imminent. We will move fast. We are excited about partnering to ensure our sizable investment translates into economic opportunity and vitality for the local economy and results in jobs for local folks. Our expectation is that approximately $4.6 billion worth of GDP impact will come from our project over coming years. One of the ways that we build a strong foundation in a community is by investing in schools and the future of the community, engaging students from elementary through high school to help them have career awareness on what is a data center technician, what is a fusion splicer, what is a data center engineer, terms that may not be familiar. We create career awareness around that, and then we create the workforce training so that we can build the workforce for tomorrow here. I'm excited to announce that my team and others in our organization will begin immediately to partner directly with local schools, educators to understand the specific needs in the community and thoughtfully integrate our investments and resources with existing classroom instruction. Also, in collaborating with Louisiana's higher education institutions, community college, workforce boards, and industry partners, we'll begin to align and invest our workforce development programs across the state and in the region to address the most pressing workforce needs. These investments mark the beginning of a sustained and long-term partnership focused on creating pathways to globally high-demand, high-wage paying jobs and careers. We are committed to ongoing community engagement, listening, learning, partnering, because building trust is a function of time. It's not given, it's earned. And we're here to help address some of the community's most pressing needs. Many of Louisiana's traditions don't endure because they're easy. They last because people take the time, they show up season after season, year after year, and just make it happen. We hope to live up to that same mindset. Our commitment to this region doesn't end when construction's done. In many ways, it's just the beginning. Before I conclude, we prepared a video that shows how we partner and show up in communities all around the country and have done so. These stories highlight how our presence creates a ripple effect throughout the local economies and communities in cities just like yours.
After the announcement has been a lot of positivity from not only our citizens, but leadership and even our neighboring communities. We've had a lot of local businesses reach out, want to be a part. With the recent Amazon Web Services announcement, this will more than triple our tax base moving forward.
In reviewing with our management, they've noticed how well we're doing in comparison to many different places. The biggest thing that we have been able to attribute it to is the Amazon data center.
I personally think that it's a game changer. I do see the coming of Amazon as bringing in other people into the community, but I'd like to see us grow and prosper. And Amazon, I think, will be the linchpin for that.
We're already a booming, vibrant community, but this only added fuel to the fire. There's just a feeling within the community. The feedback from the local community is nothing but positive comments.
Job opportunities in the building trades have dramatically improved, and those young people now have careers in the electrical industry, and that career presents great wages, benefits, insurance, and an opportunity for them to provide for their families. This project is a great thing. I mean, for our area, it's important for people to realize the big picture and the impact that it can have on so many lives.
It was exciting to find out that it was going to be Amazon. On the city end, we knew something was coming. I think Amazon Web Services is a dream company to have come here, so it wants to have a positive impact wherever it happens to be.
I think it's important for any small community to want to keep their children in the community. The opportunity to stay here and work here and start families here and contribute to this community and growing this community, to me, is one of the most important things that I feel like is a hope for the future with Amazon coming into the county.
AWS has supported us in packing 220,000 meals in just a few months.
We started with AWS probably about 2 years ago. It's made a huge impact, for our family, for our employees.
No matter how big their dreams are, just let AWS know they care about the community and they really want to help see things progress.
It's a great thing that AWS is here because of the growth. I've seen people that's been out of work that has jobs now. That's always a tremendous. I don't care what state you're in.
As a testament to that speed and commitment, I'm excited to announce today that in addition to partnering with the school systems, that we are launching an Amazon Northwest Louisiana Community Fund with an initial investment of $250,000. The program will provide the program will provide grants of up to $10,000 for the community projects across Caddo and Bossier parishes and the greater Shreveport area. We'd like to focus on STEM education, sustainability and environmental compliance, health, well-being, military veteran support, and other needs, and we're just getting started. I have one more piece of exciting news to share with you. As I said, our construction start is imminent. We are serious about creating new jobs on day one. Tomorrow, we will post our first jobs in the community. This is real, and we're going to move really fast. I'm super excited. So today, it's not just about an announcement. It's the beginning. It's the beginning built on a long-term investment, a beginning that will help connect communities and strengthen the region. To the leaders who helped make this day possible, Governor Landry, Secretary Bourgeois, you and your teams, Justin, you and your team, can't thank you enough for your partnership, your vision. To the residents of this region, thank you for welcoming us. It means a lot. We look forward to earning your trust and being a partner in this community for many years to come. And in true Louisiana fashion, we look forward to building a new tradition that we can all be proud of and celebrate.
You are certainly welcome, Roger. Really quick, we're going to have a video from Speaker Mike Johnson. He wasn't able to make it today, but thanks to a help from Ruth, who I believe is in the audience somewhere, we've got a video.
Hey everybody, Speaker Mike Johnson here. I so wish I could be back home in Louisiana with you all today for this truly momentous announcement. Unfortunately, I'm stuck here in Washington, D.C., but it is for a good cause. We're preparing President Trump's historic State of the Union address that will happen here tomorrow. As President Trump says, Louisiana is hot right now, and we are. There's some truly big things happening right here in our own backyard in North Louisiana. As the last year has proven time and time again, North Louisiana, and really the entire I-20 corridor, is an exceptional place to plant roots and open a business. And it's in that spirit that we welcome with open arms this record-breaking $12 billion investment in our region. We say monumental because it's true. It's a big step forward. An investment of this size in North Louisiana would probably have been unfathomable to us in the past. But thanks to the strong leadership of Governor Landry, Secretary Bourgeois at the Louisiana Economic Development, and North Louisiana's economic partnership teams, and all of our state and local officials, this great project came together. When great companies like Stack and Amazon invest in our future, creating hundreds of long-term, high-paying jobs and fostering steady economic growth and stability for generations to come, it benefits everybody, and it showcases the steadfast tradition of hard work and collaboration by our beloved community. So thanks again to the teams at Stack and Amazon for your great work to make this historic investment a reality for Northwest Louisiana. You won't regret it. And the scale of this project demonstrates that economic growth isn't just possible in North Louisiana. Economic growth is here and is transcending all of our prior expectations. We welcome this investment in North Louisiana, and I'm looking forward to the great impact this will have on both sides of the river. So thank you again. I really wish I could be there to celebrate this historic investment. Thank you for the grace you're giving to me God bless you all.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Vanderzanden, CEO of Stack Infrastructure. It's a pleasure to be here today. You guys know how to party, and I love that. The cannon was a surprise. That was not a part of the warm-up. Over the last few months, I've had the opportunity to get to know the Northern Louisiana project team here. And the governor, just before we came out, asked, have you ever worked with a better team? Tell me honestly, because I want to know if we can get better. And I told him just as honestly, we never have. Never have I met somebody, a group of folks that after hanging out with them for just a couple of minutes, it felt like we'd known each other for 2 decades. And then also that was followed up by working late nights and weekends to make this project possible. So I just, from the bottom of my heart, all the hard work from everybody in this room and beyond, all your teams, Stack team, just thank you very much for everything that got us here. That kind of trust and partnership doesn't happen by accident. It reflects a region that values relationships, follows through on commitments, and works with shared purpose. And that's exactly what made this project possible. I want to continue my thanks by recognizing the leaders who helped make today possible. Governor Landry in the state of Louisiana, Secretary Bourgeois and her team at the Louisiana Economic Development, Justin and your team at North Louisiana Economic Partnership, and the cities of Shreveport, Beaussier, Blanchard, Caddo Parish, Bossier Network, sorry Bossier, I got you, Parish leadership, and the Northwest Louisiana Finance Authority, SWEPCO, couldn't do it without you, our partners at Amazon. Thank you very much for all your hard work. At its core, this project represents Stack's commitment to building the right way. Required utility infrastructure, water, wastewater, electrical, and the system upgrades are all fully integrated into the delivery plan in close collaboration with our utility partners. This approach strengthens local systems, protects existing customers, and positions these campuses as enduring assets for our end user and for the state of Louisiana. This project will also deliver meaningful and sustained economic impact. During construction, Stack expects to support more than 1,500 construction jobs and generate significant local activity for contractors, skilled trades, and suppliers. These are opportunities that are not just for the people directly employed, they ripple through the community. I thought that example from the hotel was on point. You're gonna see so many people coming through here. Hopefully you don't get tired of us. Once operational, the campuses will support hundreds of long-term roles and contribute to local and state tax bases across multiple jurisdictions. Because this development spans both Caddo and Bossier parishes, that impact is regional by design. It literally connects the communities on either side of the Red River. Digital infrastructure is essential infrastructure. It powers cloud computing, advanced manufacturing, AI-driven innovation, financial services, healthcare systems, and the digital tools that education and small businesses rely on to compete and create our next generation of talent. Nearly every sector of the modern economy depends on secure, resilient digital infrastructure. At Stack, we're built on a culture of partnership and execution. Our responsibility to deliver capacity with precision and in a way that communities can count on for the long term. That's the standard and the commitment we bring to North Louisiana. This development reflects confidence in Northern Louisiana's leadership, workforce, especially workforce, and ability to execute at scale. We're entering this market with a long-term mindset. We're not here to build a project, we're here for a new home. And we're committed to being an excellent partner. Can't wait to get started, telling contractors to get going. You guys should see dirt pushing immediately. Thanks again.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me today. This is my 51st year in politics. It's always nice to go to places where people are smiling like this lady is right here. That's nice. You encourage people to do the right thing. You're smiling. That's nice. I've been in other places where there wasn't smiling. But anyway, thank you for having me here today. I met with Roger this morning. He's a very nice fellow. He looks like he could be living right here in Bossier City or Shreveport, meets people well. But before you leave, I got a little ask for you. I'm not going to let a man with your kind of money leave this town without somebody asking you for something. I can tell you that. It's not much. It's just $28 million. I was at a town meeting once. When I was elected, I had town meetings all over my parishes. I represent 28 parishes from Red River to really the Mississippi River, from Mississippi border to Texas border. So I went all around holding public meetings. And I was at a meeting down in Natchitoches, and I asked people, always ask them, is there something I can do for you? And the little lady stood up. She doesn't smile as nice as you, but she stood up. And she said, Mr. Campbell, her name was Mrs. Bolton, Louise Bolton. I said, Miss Bolton, what can I help you with? She said, Mr. Campbell, I want to talk to you about a telephone. I said, well, what's wrong with your telephones? You have static or what is it? You don't understand. We've never had a telephone. I said, what do you mean you never had a telephone? This is 2010 or whatever year it was. She said, we've never had a telephone. She said, we've had all the politicians come by. Everybody promises nobody's going to get you a telephone. So as a good politician, what do you think I did? I said, I'm going to get you a telephone. She sort of said, well, we'll believe it when we see it. So I went to work at the Public Service Commission, and I got telephones for Mink, Louisiana. If you don't know where Mink is, it's in the middle of the Kisatchie National Forest. This lady raised her whole family there without a telephone, if you can imagine that. She said people that had accidents at night have to go to the sheriff's department. The sheriff have to come knock on the door and say your son or your daughter has been in a wreck or whatever. Terrible situation. So anyway, I got her a telephone, and before I know it, she was on Regis's show, TV show. And she said, Regis asked her, well, Miss Bolton, we're glad to see you. She said, man, you don't know how glad we are to see you. He said, that's good. He said, but you know who I am? She said, no, I don't know who you are. He said, well, I've been on TV for 30 years. She said, we don't have a TV either. So anyway, we've come a long ways. We made the New York Times, that story was a big story, that Louisiana finally gets phones. To talk about SWEPCO, I've talked to SWEPCO. They guarantee me they're going to treat everybody fairly, not just the big business people or wealthy people, but everybody's going to be treated fairly. And there's only one way to treat everybody fairly, is not to raise their rates on the phones they have today. And they've committed to me they won't do that. And I'm going to grade their papers. I used to teach school. I'm not about to give somebody an A who doesn't deserve an A. You have to grade their papers, and that's what the Public Service Commission does. They regulate monopolies and they grade their papers. You ask hard questions and you look for answers that are truthful. But when Roger came today, he came to my office. I felt, like I said, I felt right at home. And you talked, and we talked about what we needed. I have a pet project over in Bossier Parish. It's called BEEF, Bossier Educational Excellence Fund. Yesterday, it had $72 million in it. When the riverboats came, everybody was talking about the riverboats, how great they were, and they've been good. They've provided a lot of jobs. But I said, well, what can I do to try to help Bossier Parish get a beef program? And then now Caddo Parish has a KEEF program, Caddo Educational Excellence Fund. It has $25 million in it. What I did, I was passed a bill in the legislature with the help of Edwin Edwards at that particular time, that the money that went to the police jury, the school board, and the city of Bossier came to the school board, that's right. And they had to save the money and only spend the interest in the classroom. No football, no basketball, and no baseball. It all went in the classroom for classroom instructions. Today, the interest from that fund, $72 million, is as much as what we get out of the riverboats. Now, I think that's a responsible way to spend money. When you have somebody that comes to town that makes a lot of money, let's save some of it and put it where it needs to be. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Roger. All I need is $28 million, and we'll have $100 million in the B Fund. That'll be the largest endowment fund for public education in the United States of America. Now, if you want to bring people to Bossier and Shreveport, help the schools. People love to help the schools because it helps bring business here, and they spread it to their children. There's no better way to spend money than put it in the classroom in education. I'm not a big fan, and I'm fine with it, but we have enough football in Louisiana, enough basketball, and enough baseball. Where we're lacking is classroom instruction, and that's what we need to do. So as your friend for about 2 hours, I'm asking for a little favor. All I need is $28 million. That's not, it's just a little touch, about $28 million, and everybody will be appreciative. And if you come across the river to Caddo Parish, help them get to $75 million, and we'll have about $200 million endowed for public education in the state of Louisiana. Nobody has that. Nobody in America has that done. I've checked the record. We'd be the only 2 parishes or counties in America with that kind of money for public education. Thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure. I see some of my good friends out there. You're a good sport, too, by the way. Lynn Beatty's out there. Nice seeing you, Mr. Beatty. He's going to make a great police jury member. He and I have been friends a long time. He went to Houghton High School. That's where I taught school. Thank you so much for having me here. Glad to be here. It's a great day. It's going to help a lot of people get jobs, and that's what we're all about, is getting people a payroll, a check, where they can take care of their families and kids can go to college and we can live a good life. So thank you so much for having me today.
Well, I'm Brett Madison. I'm president of SWEPCO. Have the great honor to lead that company. He is a school teacher former. Foster's been grading my papers a long time. Sometimes I get A's, sometimes I get B's, sometimes he makes me stay after class. So good afternoon. Thank you. It's an honor to be here with Governor Landry on this stage, our local leaders, economic development partners. Your leadership is why this announcement is happening today. We're in a very historic venue today. I think back many years ago when I was serving on a committee, its inaugural committee called the Walk of Stars with the Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce. And right out these doors, I had the privilege to dedicate this boulevard out here to be Elvis Presley Boulevard. So back in the day, you weren't anybody unless you went to Longview, Texas, sang at the Rio Palm Isle, then you came here to the Municipal Auditorium. So that's very historic. We're making history again today. SWEPCO has been powering this region since 1912 for 114 years. And today we mark the largest economic development in our history and in Northwest Louisiana. Amazon, thank you for coming to our community. Why are companies like Amazon locating here? Because this region has real momentum. We have a talented workforce, strong partners, the infrastructure, and to support innovation at scale. This project brings new jobs, new tax revenue, and long-term opportunity for communities we serve. We're also meeting a moment of rapid change. AI, data, cloud processing. It's transforming every part of our life, whether it's in your small business, education, and healthcare. These technologies require world-class infrastructure, and SWEPCO is ready to deliver that. Projects like this strengthen our grid for every single customer. They accelerate upgrades and build resiliency our customers depend on. And here's what's important for families and small businesses. Amazon, as you heard Roger say, will pay 100% of its own electricity cost, including all facilities and system upgrades. Those costs will not be borne by residential and small customers. With oversight from the Louisiana Public Service Commission, any project-specific improvements are funded by the customer. That's fairness, and it's the right way to grow. Across our service territory, SWEPCO continues to modernize our grid, replacing aging infrastructure, expanding transmission, installing smart meters, removing vegetation and trees, as well as hardening our system. These improvements strengthen the next opportunity for the next generation. This is what progress looks like. Partners moving forward together with reliable energy providing real economic growth. SWEPCO has been committed to economic development since our beginning, and it's never been stronger than today. Governor, thank you for your leadership and your partnership. LED, thank you for your leadership and partnership. NLEP, thank you for your partnership. STAC, thank you for your partnership. Shreveport, Bossier City, Caddo Parish, all the leaders that are here, elected, appointed, thank you for your partnership. I'd like to ask everyone that's with SWEPCO here today to please stand up. It hit me today that this group has been working for 18 months, literally night and day and on weekends, to bring this project across the finish line. Thank you very much for your commitment. To our communities and customers, thank you for trusting us to power you, your homes, and your workplaces, and for the future. Louisiana is open for business. Northwest Louisiana is open for business. SWEPCO's ready to serve, ready to innovate, and ready to deliver progress to transform this region. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the new Northwest Louisiana. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank the members of the Shreveport City Council for their role. Thank you for being here today. When we move forward together, we can really move forward in a hurry. This project reflects the kind of forward momentum we are working to build in Shreveport. Investment that creates opportunity, supports quality jobs, and strengthens our regional economy. We appreciate Governor Landry's leadership and the state of Louisiana's continued commitment to economic development in communities like ours. Developments like this demonstrate growing confidence in our region and in the future. We are building together across North Louisiana. Collaboration between state, local, and private sector leaders is essential. We are here today because we realize that we are one community. We share a common bond in Northwest Louisiana, and our collaboration is a strong example of what can be accomplished when we work together. We are proud to welcome investment that expands opportunities for our residents. To STAC, welcome. To Amazon, welcome again. Thank you very much.
Let's see if I can wind this up a little bit. Where it doesn't want to work. Hello, everybody. I'd like for everybody at this time, since you've been sitting for a while, to stand and turn around and say to somebody, "You're fantastic, I'm fantastic." Stand up and kind of loosen up a little bit. Okay. We have to become more familiar with the fantastic. Those communities that are able to realize that are able to do the fantastic. Now, I'd like to especially acknowledge the City Council of Shreveport and the Caddo Parish Commission. You all stand again, and let's give them an applause. This is so important because they've taken a lot of heat. They've taken a tremendous amount of heat, but that's okay, because that's what leaders do. That's what leaders do. Until today, even though I signed a non-disclosure agreement, I didn't know who the actual vendor was of this project. I just found out today, just like you all did. Now, I was familiar with the fact that Stack was going to be the builder of this project, because I was one of those, including Ms. Ursula Bowman, that took the trip to Virginia to discover more fully what we were about to consider. And I want you to know that I was one of those that were very, very skeptical about this project. By nature, I tend to be very skeptical about things that are new and different. But at the same time, the good Lord has blessed me with great passion for intellectual curiosity. I want to know. I want to know what's going on. And I can tell you, when we went to Virginia to see that facility that Stack had constructed and continued to manage, they answered every question that we had. And so we saw the vision. Did we not, Ursula? We saw the vision. And we know that where there is no vision, there the people perish. Over thousands of years, men and women have deployed this statement as a motivational tool to highlight the need for clarity in pursuit of community growth and greatness. As the leaders, it is incumbent upon us to articulate a more purposeful and intentional plan that both identifies and addresses the priorities and aspirations of our communities. A well-defined vision and the fulfillment thereof is not simply a childish fantasy. We don't have to conduct an extensive Google search to discover an example of what is possible. Let's just look at our neighbor next door to our west. We need only to drive down I-20 for less than 3 hours, and of course, 2 hours for some of you. You'll witness the extraordinary growth of Dallas-Fort Worth. Now, it's currently the 4th largest metropolitan area within the United States. More recently, between 2023 and 2024, Dallas-Fort Worth area added nearly 500 residents daily, to increase its population by nearly 175,000 people during that time. Now, wrap your head around that. That's essentially the current population of Shreveport that they were able to add to their community between 2023 and 2024. While demographers depict the area to grow from its current population of approximately 8.7 million people to over 11 million people by 2045 and 12 million by 2050. Conversely, our region is experiencing, I'll just say, unprecedented decline in population. And I won't say more, as I wish not to be the bearer of bad news, but rather a courier of clarity in pursuit of our community's growth and greatness. I believe the announcements today may be proof that we have at least bottomed out. I believe that once you reach the bottom, it is the perfect time to rejoice, because you can't go nowhere but up. I believe the announcements today is such an indication that we're on the rise. Today's announcement marks a significant milestone in our efforts to build a better Caddo and Bossier community. Our passion-filled vision to make amazing steps to provide for our public safety, our economic development, and enhancements to our quality of life are well underway to be realized in my lifetime. I also recognize that at this point that it is important that this important effort to move forward does not complete our vision. There's much more in store, many more threads to add to the fantastic fabric of our collective vision for the future. Thanks to my fellow commissioners, NLEP, and other state and local and statewide leaders, our governor, and so many organizations who are working tirelessly in making our community a place where we feel safe and prosperous for generations to come. We have so much to look forward to. We have so much to do. If we had a photographer here right now, a very professional photographer, who would gaze over this audience and take a portrait, a panoramic view of you all, and was able to provide each one of you all this portrait. When you got this portrait, the first thing you would look at is to see where you are and how you look in that portrait. We have to become more familiar with the fantastic. We have to work as leaders in this community to help others see themselves in our future. That's the task before us, and I'm more than confident that we can do that together. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all coming today. Today is truly a great day for Northwest Louisiana. I would first like to thank Governor Landry and his team at LED for their hard work and dedication in making this day possible. And to Amazon and Stack for the willingness to invest in our community. We at the Bossier Parish Police Jury will work diligently to make our community partnership a tremendous success. The parish is excited about expanding their high-tech footprint. Amazon and Stack is a great complement to the Louisiana Cyber Corridor that runs along I-20 to Monroe, and to our Cyber Park, home of the CIC, where innovative ideas and designs have helped our military partners while saving taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars. The opportunities that Amazon and Stack bring to our area will be felt by everybody. Not only the huge economic boost, but an avenue for our children that are raised and educated here to have the ability to build their careers and raise their families in a place they love and that they call home. Thank you, Amazon and Stack. Thank you, Governor Landry. Thank you, Secretary Bourgeois and the team at LED. Thank you to the NLEP team. Thank you to our parish's MVP, Mr. Patrick Jackson. And thank you to all the local people who dedicated so much time to truly make this day a special one. Bossier Parish in Northwest Louisiana definitely has a brighter future ahead. Thank you.
Bring it on home, Reverend. Bring it on home. You know what they say? What an incredible day in Northwest Louisiana. This announcement is more than a headline. It's more than a number. It's more than an investment. It's a statement about who we are and what we can accomplish when we're working together. The incredible decision by Amazon to build upon their investment in Northwest Louisiana, along with Stack Infrastructure, confirms something we've known all along. This region has the infrastructure, the workforce, the leadership, and the collaborative spirit to support world-class projects like Amazon. But what makes today special is not just the scale of the investment, it's the way it was achieved. The governing bodies over the multiple sites working together, Bossier Parish, Caddo Parish, the city of Shreveport, the owners of the 3 sites, we came together. I must take a minute to call out a few people who have diligently and patiently pursued this project alongside us for 18 months, as Brett mentioned. First of all, the landowners sitting up here. Y'all give them a hand. Folks, these projects don't happen without people like these that are willing to partner with us. Paul Pratt and William Bradford, wherever you are, you know what I'm going to say? We were there 20 months ago, behind that car in that parking lot when we said, let's get into this game and let's stop watching everybody play it. And we did it, and I give you guys credit. Patrick Jackson, a leader amongst leaders. You'll never know what that man has done for this project and this community. Jimmy Hagan, right there with him. Jimmy's been working on the water from all sites, day and night and on the weekends. Mark Seeley and Patrick Beauvais. Mark, you were dead on when you said, I've got the guy. And Patrick brought us to this day. Thank you very much. Josh, Raquel, and Griff. Many a nights, many a mornings, many a weekends. They'll never know. Thank you. Mike Busada. I don't know where you are. If you were turned around, I could recognize you. If you know, you know. Folks, Mike has been both counsel and counselor through this whole project. We're lucky to have him. He is tremendous in what he does across the state. I'm glad he got to do it here in his backyard. There's many others because it takes a whole lot to do a big project like this. But I want to thank the board and leadership of NLEP, and I want to thank the best economic development team in the country, and that is my team at NLEP. Thank you. Megan Delgado, woo! For y'all that don't know, she was the project manager. She should never have to pay for a drink in this state ever again. The Red River does not divide us, it connects us. For generations, the river's carried commerce, culture, and community through this region. Today, this project carries something new across it, an opportunity. It quite literally bridges both sides of the river, ensuring growth flows throughout our entire community. In Louisiana, we believe in honoring our traditions. We believe in community. We believe in resilience. We believe in rebuilding together and celebrating together. That same spirit is what allows us to compete in modern, innovation-driven economy. That's what we proved today. We're proud of our history, but today shows we're not defined only by where we have been. We are building on what comes next. When we align as one region, we create jobs that allow families to stay here and return here and thrive. We generate tax revenue that strengthens our schools and public services, building a better life for our citizens. And we send a clear message that Northwest Louisiana is open to innovation and ready for the future. This did not happen overnight. It took local leaders willing to collaborate. It took a utility partner like SWEPCO willing to plan ahead. It took local state leadership committed to competitiveness. And it took a unified regional vision. This is what today represents. We, us, working together. Now, I know there's going to be some questions. Timelines, workforce opportunities, next steps. To make sure our community has accurate and up-to-date information, we are launching a dedicated project landing page that will go live today. This page will serve as a central source for updates, job information, and frequently asked questions. We encourage everyone to visit it. It will be posted right here. And folks, this is just the beginning. The work ahead is about making sure this investment translates into real opportunity, workforce training, supplier engagement, small business participation, and economic mobility for all residents of both sides of the river and all of North Louisiana. That is our commitment to you. Regionalism works, and it was proven today. And in true Louisiana tradition. We're going to celebrate like nobody else can. Now, we're going to make a little bit of ruckus, not like what Greg made earlier when everybody stood up. But if you'll look up under your seat, tape to the bottom of your seat. Thank you. Go away. We're good. We're good. Appreciate you. Thanks, Dad. Didn't know you were out there. Y'all get your handkerchief. And we're going to wrap this up. We're going to follow the second line band that's right here. And we're going to go across the river to Drago's and Margaritaville's and Bossier and celebrate like we should. We're going to continue the conversation and the achievement and honor the work done today. Thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Stack. Let's go celebrate.